Welcome back to News and Views here on the News and Views Radio Network. Shannon Full, the head of the chamber, is here. It's their economic summit. They're bringing a lot of people in, and they're going out to a lot of people online and making sure all those different chambers. How many do you say? 20 some are taking part in this?
Yeah, 25 chambers.
That's a lot.
From all across the North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota.
Well, and it's a realization of what's going on in time too. You know that not everybody has to be at the Delta today. Albeit, I think it's good if they are here. But
we do. We have over 500 people joining us today, and we do love that. And they come in from all over. And I will tell you, even those partnering chambers will have people that want to come in person, and that's great, right? We need to be able to provide that flexibility.
So I want to talk a little bit before I lose the opportunity about legislative sessions. Because, you know, these are things that are evolving, ever moving, and you look at what certain legislators do, and you've got to play that kind of game behind the scenes of, hey, wink, wink, nod, nod, this was a good idea, this was good intended, but, you know, and of course everybody knows what gets said before the word but really doesn't matter, it's what's said after. And so how are you playing that you know, juggling those balls this session?
Yeah, you know, this is probably one of the strengths of our chamber, but it's also one of our passions. We really love working, and keep in mind, we've got Bismarck and St. Paul. You couldn't have two totally different legislative bodies, right? And so, but the part that the chamber is so critical in is, so we've played a significant role already in helping create the bills. We have businesses that are on the ground doing work day to day. But those businesses have people. So it's not like it's big bad business against the good of citizens, right? It's how do we make sure that we've got moderate approaches to what we're doing that makes sense. And so we're asked constantly to give insight and testimony, build awareness. I just gave the example, I'll be headed today right after we're done here to present to the North Dakota Senate Workforce Committee on some of the things that we're seeing in workforce. These great people that are serving as our elected officials, we need to thank them for serving, but also be a good coach to them, an advisor to them, be able to help. It's not all about the lobbying and swaying them to get them to vote our way, but really looking at how do we help to shape this together. That's our approach. It's very different than approaches that may have been in the past.
How do you convince a group of people that one of the things that's so desperately needed, and they know this, is employees, but that you've got to go to this well to find employees. And they don't want you going to that well to find employees. And if you can solve that when you're in Bismarck, you're a miracle worker.
You know, this is a really big challenge for us in that the demands of our businesses right now are far greater than the great people that we currently have here in the state. We have to look differently at how we bring in workforce and what that workforce looks like. And so when we do that, we will be very successful in the future, but it is not an easy, it's not a silver bullet for it.
Well, you've had the courage to broach the conversation, which I have to tell you isn't always easy to just begin that way. It really isn't. And so by the end of the day, this economic summit, they will have heard from leaders, and you brought college students in there to hear them as well.
Yeah, we did.
Classy move.
It'll be great.
I thought that was a great move. Shannon, always good to visit with you.
Appreciate it.
Shannon Full, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the part that we have to understand. Small business is the key to any economy, period. And if they don't have workers, we got a problem. And so we're going to keep talking about that here on the News and Views Radio Network. When we come back, some examples right after this.